Well, listen, 2018 was a very, very fine year for you in your career. I got to imagine you're feeling pretty good. I mean, how happy are you about the way things played out?
I feel great, man. I think it went awesome. I think I got to have another big 2019, though, to really be where I want to be and be where I think I should be.
Your performances, I mean, they kept getting better and better, I thought, every single time out. So, I mean, when you look at it, what's the biggest difference? I mean, is it mental? Is it physical? Is it tactical? I mean, what was the key to just keep improving the way you did?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's more mental. I think that mentally I'm at the right camp now. I think that I have the right bodies to train with, so I go into fights, I feel more mentally prepared. And I've just been in the game long enough now. Now I know what kind of fighter I want to be, how I want to fight, and how I want to approach every fight.
That's interesting. So you kind of, is it like almost like finding your own style versus doing what somebody else tells you you're supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't start mixed martial arts with any background. You know, I just played football my whole life. So really, I was just trying to figure out what kind of fighter I wanted to be. I thought I was just going to be a grappler. Then all of a sudden, I'm going through this stint where I think I'm a striker. So now I just really think I've figured out exactly who I want to be in there, and I think that's really helped me think less while I'm inside the cage.
Is there a way to encapsulate it? Like if you had to describe like what type of fighter you are, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I honestly just think I'm so well-rounded. I think that's just, my key is I think I can strike with the best strikers in the world, and I think my grappling's at a very high level where I can try to take any fight to the ground no matter how good the opponent is. So it's one of those things where now I just game plan on, hey, if I'm winning the striking, I keep it standing. If I'm losing, I take them down. So it's that easy. It's just keeping it simple.
Very nice. You know, you had the name change along the way. I mean, it may be kind of a silly thing, but I wonder, like, is that part of kind of like a new you, like this? I mean, I think of like, you almost have like a new attitude, a new fighting style, like you said. I mean, is that almost part of it, like this new identity?
I think it's just more me being myself. You know, I think that it really, at the end of the day, I just feel comfortable with who I am now as a fighter, what I can bring to the table. And I truly believe that this is my time, and I think that I can really make a push here.
I always hesitate to bring in people's personal lives because I don't know how much it really factors into what we do, but when you're talking about an athlete like Kayla, I mean, do you factor that into part of your success as well? I mean, would you consider that a part of what changed for you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that she's been a huge part of my success mentally, and just seeing her true belief in me, and obviously she was also a big part of the name change. She loved the Rocco, and she's like, how you've been going this long without using Rocco when it's your real middle name is beyond her. So we brought it out, you know, and you know, so far it's been great, you know, and my personal life's phenomenal right now, and really we're just push each other every day to be better, and we're super competitive.
Now, for the record, are we going with Rocco Martin, or are we going with Anthony Rocco Martin? What are we going with?
Honestly, I think we should just stick with Rocco. Everyone keeps going with the Martin. Like, I was hearing the commentators are like, Rocco Martin. I kept saying it 500 times. I'm like, listen, just stick to Rocco.
Okay, so drop the Martin.
Just go Rocco.
Anthony,
we're Rocco.
Just one
word, Rocco. That's
not
it.
Anthony Rocco.
Just call me Rocco.
Just Rocco. Like
call me Rocco.
Pele
that's
or
it. Yeah.
Or something. Just
Hell
Rocco.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
All right.
Heck yeah, baby. Rocco.
I dig it. All right, let's talk about this fight. Sergio Moraes, obviously very talented at what he does.
Yep.
I mean, was this? I know you want to keep climbing the ranks and keep getting bigger names. Was this a big enough name for you? Was this a fight you wanted?
I mean, it's definitely, I want a bigger name. Just, I wanted someone with a number by their name. That was the big part. It wasn't anything personal against him. He's a phenomenal fighter. I think he's top 20 in the world, and definitely top 20 in the UFC. And he poses some threats to any fighter. So I think it's a big step up in competition, even though I feel like the last few fights have been stiff competition. I think that, but this is a fight, I feel like I'm better everywhere. I think that this isn't gi grappling, you know, so that's where his accomplishments are, isn't gi grappling. This isn't, we don't go out there with a gi. This isn't the olden day, you know, UFC 1 anymore. But I think he poses a lot of threats, and I have to go out there and take him out. And I think after that, I'll have a number by name, and I think that big fight in Minneapolis after that.
Nice. So I think people might be surprised to hear you say, I'm better everywhere, right? Because I mean, you think about his grappling accomplishments, but is that, you say, it's gi jiu-jitsu, that's what he's strongest at, it's not the MMA grappling?
Yeah, I mean, his wrestling's not very good, you know, and his jiu-jitsu is more control-based and submission-based. I think my submission game's better than his, and I think it's better than most fighters in the UFC. And I think my wrestling's better than his, and I think my striking's better. I mean, I think that he's a little bit more wild on his feet, and I just got to stick to, you know, my long straight punches down the pipe and be aggressive. But I think overall it is a perfect matchup for me. Mostly our trajectories in our career, I think that I'm on my way up. He's got to be on his way down. He's getting older. I think really it's just my time. Everything's shaping up perfect, and I don't think there's a better time for the UFC to announce heading to Minneapolis.
A lot of bodies down at ATT. Did you pick out anybody in particular? Because when you look at Sergio, I mean, he's got like a very specific skill set, right? So did you just kind of train as you had been, or did you pick specific guys to say, you know, I think you can give me a better look?
Yeah, no, honestly, I just try to train with the best guys. So whoever is the best striker in the room, that's who I'm trying to spar with. The best grapplers in the room, that's who I'm trying to go with. The best wrestlers. And I think that's just going to push me in this fight and for future fights. You know, I'm really gearing up for, you know, that top 5 right now and trying to make a push. And that's just going to go with me. I got to get better in everywhere, you know, because I think that right now I don't have an area where I'm head and shoulders above everybody. But I think that, you know, I'm so well-rounded that it's going to be tough for anyone to come and take me out and beat me in a full-on fight.
I know you're focused on moving your way up the ranks. It's interesting because this card, it's all on ESPN Plus. You're the featured prelim.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Are you not okay with that? What do you
Honestly, the way I look at it, you know, everyone's on ESPN Plus, so it seems like just one card, right? It's not a main card. But I'm thinking too, like, I don't know, the way they're doing it on previous prelims, you know, as you're watching them, they're like, hey, headlining the prelims is this fight, so I may get a little bit more press from it than being the first or second fight on the main card. But honestly, I'm looking to just go take out Sergio. I have to be where I want to be, and I have to. It's just the way it is. This is life or death for me. You know, I'm not coming out here to be like, hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be fighting a top 20 opponent. I'm only here to be champion. And if I don't achieve that goal, I feel like I've underachieved. So I'm giving 100%. Now it's my time to make that push, and I'm going to make that push now.
Line out 2019. I think you've laid it out already. Victory here. Minneapolis is going to.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to Minneapolis without me. Like I feel like they lined that up perfectly, announcing this about a week before my fight. I truly believe I take him out, that I could easily be a co-main in this. Minneapolis, you know, I got to be the biggest draw out of Minnesota, and that's where I started my fighting. My first 8 fights were in Minnesota, so I think that it'd be big for Minnesota in general, and you know, I think that I'm going to be the next champ out of Minnesota.
Very nice. Well, this would be a big step in that direction. I mean, give me an idea. You've done pretty well predicting how things are going to lay out for your career in 2018. How's this fight go? I mean, is this going to be some back and forth, some struggle? Are you going out there and dominating? How does this one go?
No, I honestly think that he's way overmatched in this one. I think that skill-wise, as long as I don't get in a pissing contest with him and try to brawl with him or try to be like, hey, I'm going to out-grapple him. I don't think I need to do that. I think that this is an easy fight where I just stay long punches. I'm going to start landing my right hand. And I don't think he has the strongest chin anymore. And I think I put him to sleep first round or early second round.